Good afternoon. So today we will be starting with the fifth unit, that is customer acquisition and retention. So acquisition and retention, you have already studied this part in marketing, and you know what is acquisition and what is retention also. But again, we will just look at it. Customer acquisition refers to gaining new customers for your businesses. If you have a business, so you have to take new customer, you have to grab the customers. That is the part of the acquisition. And here the objective is to build a systematic, sustainable acquisition strategy that can develop with new changes and trends. So any customer is coming to you, he should not leave you. Okay, and this it should be designed in a such a way, okay, which is very new and which is very trendy and which is having the new changes in it. And once you acquire the customer, he should not leave us. Customer acquisition plays a vital part in business of any age and size, whoever it may be, small to small business, including to the big organizations. It enables your business to earn money, to pay costs, pay employees, and reinvest in development. Because ultimately the source of income is whatever you're going to sell it, and it will become from the more customers, and you can get the more customer through the acquisition strategies. Indicate evidence of traction for outside parties like partner, influencers, and investors also. You because the acquisition part plays a role, and last classes we have discussed regarding affiliate marketing also, and it's all about getting customer to the websites and converting them to the permanent loyal customer. That also plays an important role. If a company can systematically appeal and convert new clients, it will stay healthy and growing, because that is the source of income any company has. Now, coming to the customer retention part. So customer retention is the list of activities a business creates to raise the number of repeat clients and to boost the profitability of each current customer. So acquisition is the first step. You are acquiring the customer, and retention is that the whoever you have acquired, they should stay with you. So if the retention is more with any businesses, the cost will reduce, because to acquire a new customer, you have to pay very high amount. You have to invest very high amount. But if you satisfy the customers which you already are having, automatically they will boost your profitability. An effective customer retention strategy allows you to offer and extract more value from your current customer base. Okay. So rather than focusing on taking new customer, if you're established business, then you have to focus on retaining the customer. You want to make sure that the customers you try to retain have a good experience and receive value from your product. So obviously they will become the loyal. In brief, acquisition generates a foundation of customers, and while your retention strategy means creating customer relationship and maximizing revenue for each one. And we have already seen how the CRM plays the important role to retain the customer, and the strategy of marketing, the strategy of giving discount, or how to making a loyal card system which will keep the customer with the organization, engage with the organization. And if you engage the customer, no one can engage. If you not engage the customer, someone will engage them. So that already happens. So here the first part comes is the acquisition, and the second part is all about the retaining customer with the proper relationship management, you can say CRM, and helping or giving benefit to the customers. Now, if you see this picture, there is on left side is the customer acquisition and customer retention. So if you look at acquisition, cost 5 to 7 times more than retention. 36% of marketers cite acquisition as top priority. Okay. When it comes to the customer retention part, 52% marketers cite retention as top priority when we are focusing with acquisition and retention. If you are a new business, obviously you have to look for the acquisition. But if you are already established, started the business, then you have to think of retention policies. Databases can decline 50% in fires if left dormant. So 68% of customers leave due to poor treatment. I think this has happened with you also. You might also having the example like this. If you are not satisfied properly, then obviously you will leave the any businesses and they will switch to another businesses, services or products, whichever they are providing. Okay, so the role played by the customer retention is a very huge comparing to the acquisition part. Now, if you move further, understanding the consumer profile in acquisition and retention, what exactly the consumer profile is. So these are all factual descriptions of a customer or a group of customer with similar characteristics such as demographics, purchasing behavior, location behavior, geography, and online behavior. And this is how we create the custom consumer profile. And might be we have studied this in integrated marketing communication also, how it will help the marketer to target or segment exactly. So demographically, purchasing behavior, location behavior, geography, and online behavior, these all are matter when we are creating the consumer profiles. And they are used to make informed decisions about marketing and business strategies. Okay, for which section, how you should target and what tactic you have to use there. So consumer profile definition, if you continue with the same thing. So any product, if you are marketing online, okay, to the potential customers, you will need to define your target customer based on their lifestyle, age, location, income, interest, buying patterns, purchasing preferences, and stage of life. We have to consider these all aspects. And when it comes to the segmenting on different groups, demographically, socio-economic, brand affinity and product usage, how they use the product, psychographic, generation, geography wise, geo-demographic wise, and benefit wise. And I think no need to explain these all aspects because we have already covered these all aspects in our integrated marketing communication segment, especially in segmentation field, and how demographic works, how socioeconomic works, and brand affinity or product usage works, psychographic, especially related to the personal factors of any consumer, and the generation, which generation they belongs to. Okay, we have seen millennials, generation X, generation Y. Geographical wise, it changes, and also come with the geo plus demographic combination clusters we have seen, and we have seen on the basis of benefits also. Now, online browsing behavior across the categories. So browsing always works, and there are whenever online browsing happens, it happens with two things. Either you are accessing it from your system or PC or laptop, or else you are accessing it from the tablet or the mobile phone. Okay. So the relevance to what we do is UX decisions in our projects when we are going for the behavior part, media placement for our campaigns whenever we are designing it, and approach to campaign designing execution. So when we see how a person behaves, the search result browsing pattern differ between devices if you are using the system and when you are using the laptop or tab or Android phone. So if you see the red mark, the more attention is given to that part. Look at the system wise. Strong focus on the AdWords, which we place on online marketing. Rich media elements move the attention fixation points downside. How you look, you can also imagine when you search something on online, how exactly you will look when you are searching from the mobile phones and when you are searching from the laptop point. You can understand this very well if you just remember that part for a second. When you search something, whether you look left side or right side, obviously you will look for the left side. Anything which is coming right side, for example, the related images or related the what do you call the path or any images which are coming, then you will look for a few times. But the exact part of your eye, that is the red part which has been shown, there it will go. This is for laptop. But when it comes to the mobile part, and you can see there is a difference between both. Okay. So first focus, obviously you will go for the AdWords which come, and second you will directly go for the organic result. Okay. So when it comes to the laptop side, strong focus on the AdWords and rich media elements move the attention fixation points down the side, which the arrow mark which is kept there. People look more intensely on the right hand side than the organic result below the fold. Okay. And nearly no focus on the organic result below the fold. So whatever comes on the top, only you will focus on AdWords, or you will focus on the below part, that is a little organic vessel. So AdWords results in mobile device have a higher percentage of eye contact when it compares to the laptops. Okay. And now if you just see the data, 71% visitors look at the top 3 AdWord ads on the desktop search engine result page. But if you look at the laptop or sorry, mobile or tab, 85% of visitors look at the top 2 AdWords results on the mobile search engine results page. So moving further, so if you look the results which happen there, over average, people look for 2.5 seconds when it is of laptop or any system. But if you look at the mobile or tablet, it is just 1.9 seconds. So this is the difference happens when you have to understand as a marketer, when you're designing the mobile view or a laptop view or a PC view. So this difference happens. Okay, the weaving the percentage is very less in mobile because the searching is in it is in your thumb. You just change or slide down, and when it you just put it on a PC or a laptop, it is totally different. And now if you look at the focus, the strong focus on the area search and display advertising, especially to the laptop and systems. Below fold notice, you can see there a blue color and red color when you are searching for the image wise. And when you look at the mobile, the strong focus on the first news block. Okay. So the first news and the mobile display advertising through scrolling the entire mobile site is viewed. But when it comes to the system, no, it is very, very less. But when it comes to the mobile phone, you can see it is very high. There are problems with just tracking eye movement. Whenever you look into the search pages, whenever you search SEO, you do, people don't really read, they scan through. Okay, you can also observe yourself whenever you go to the research pages, you don't really read. Okay, you just scan, just put your eye over there and just scan it. So intent cannot be quantified through just tracking eye movements. So this is solved by correlating cursor movement and however time or clicks made on the content. Through the eye contact, we cannot define because it's not possible to judge it and we cannot track it. But when it comes to the movement of your cursor and wherever you are clicking, which part you're clicking, that will help to identify. Now, if you see this, so web content, especially, this is the pattern which comes when we are going through the PC, especially web content. Okay. On the content, heat indicator generally tend to resemble an F-shaped pattern, which you can see easily. So where exactly the cursor moves and where the people exactly click. You don't click at the left part, you click at the right part. Okay. So they don't really need, they just scan it and pick the terms. Interface for content. So what you can do when it is the web browsing behavior, you can try to highlight some good keywords which is eye-catching, write meaningful subheadings, not witty ones. That also people look for. Don't write paragraphs of content unless you have to, because it people will not show interest over that side. Keep one idea per paragraph. That easy, simple way. Content we say. Write the conclusion first, so people will decide whether to go for it or not and attracts a lot. Keep the most important info in the first two paragraphs. So obviously it will drag the impression. Okay. Be crisp. Next, the UX perspective. So how do we analyze and improve UX using the tool we have? So obviously Google Analytics, we have been discussing issue indication, investigation, and triangulation. Issue indication, through the creation of a measurement plan, consists of goals or macro convergence, the big picture actions that users take, desirable action, the micro actions user take, and web metrics we use to track the above. So if you see this, you can understand how issue indication can be solved. So if you look at 50 consulting leads per month and what desirable actions by a site visitor, you can see visiting consulting service section, read about consulting service, download white papers, enter data and all. Web metric, unique page views, average time on page, and events you can see. Description, if you look into unique page views, indicates how many site visitor visited. Okay, this specific page, unique means that the page is not counted multiple times if the same user visits it multiple times. So this is how measurement will be done. You can see this is desirable and which will lead to the further what you call the first impression. Second is you will go to the details, and third is the goal. At the end, that is the thank you, what exactly you're looking for, which comes. So analytics data to track goal conversion. You can find this, and you might also, whenever you have searched for any mobile phones or any technology, car, bikes, you might have seen this. Investigation, there are multiple uses in this aspect. Analyzing traffic, how much it is falling, technical issues faced, content and visual design analysis, how it is attracting, how many clicks are happening through it, navigation issues, whether they are having a proper navigation tool or not with them. So usually in order to see which publisher platform is driving traffic by our ads to the landing page, we have user analytics to compare whether the reported number match up or not, where exactly it is posted. Sometimes there are substantial difference between reported deliveries and analytics data that might happen. So this is usually indicative of an issue that has to be solved. Technical issues. In order to determine if page element is not loading properly, we can select a specific page and investigate the metrics on that page's event. Why this is happening, why it is taking a huge time to get loaded also. Content and visual analysis. The implication here would be to determine if new wording may not effectively communicate the benefits of or the process for taking a specific action. So if imagery, typography, color, and all layout are distracting from calls to action, that is called CTS, call to actions. A very useful tool called in page analytics help us to understand where on our pages are users clicking through, from where it is exactly coming. So content and visual design issues, example investigation, if you look at, determine if new wording may not effectively communicate the benefits of the or the process for taking specific actions. So what we can determine is if imagery, typography, color, or layout are distracting from calls to action that has to be taken care. Useful analytics report in page analytics in page indicate what links users select. Okay, so where exactly it is coming from. So there is an issue with Google Analytics and page analytics if there are multiple links to the same destination on the page. So this technical issue might happen. In page analytics, cannot tell you which of those links was actually clicked. It will provide the same percentage of number clicks because both the side you have put the same link. You are not changing. That is why people prefer to supplement Google Netflix number with click tracking service like ClickTail and or Crazy. You can choose both to check it. Navigation issues, yes, how to proceed and how to go. That is the path what exactly shown on the web pages. That is all about the navigation. Triangulation is the practice of perceiving a problem in analytics and zeroing in the reason why this has happened and how we can solve it. Multi-screen browsing, you can just check with this advertisement of Tata Vista. Okay, so this is what happens. Select the navigation summary tab. You can just check it. This is all analytics, which is been there here. Select any page from this menu to view previous and next page path for that specific page, how it has came from. So Vista, this is simulate simultaneous device usage. Just check this. Smartphones are the most common starting place for online activities. See, the first is mobile phone, then the continued on PC, continued on tablet. Mobile 65, searching for information, browsing the internet 63%, shopping 65%, planning a trip 47%, managing finance 59. Nowadays apps are coming very heavily, so nowadays people are shifting from system to the mobile applications. Next is PCs are most often a starting point for more complex activities, especially when you are filling the form, okay, which is very complex. So people prefer to go for the PCs rather than the mobile phone. If you see, search info is most is in this, especially mobile. You can see here, it's whenever complex things happens, so people try to go with the systems. You might have seen filling any scholarship application or going for booking and all those there, especially people prefer the PC system. Implications: the vast majority of media interactions are screen based. Hence, the lines between digital, online, and TV advertising have begun to blur. The consumer turn to their devices in varied contexts. Okay. The prevalence of sequential usage makes it imperative that businesses enable customers to save their progress between devices. Everything it's all about devices nowadays. Okay, because people are shifting totally to the digital world. Earlier, you used to sit and watch the serials, but nowadays you are having apps. You can see it from there. During simultaneous usage, content viewed on one device can trigger specific behavior on the other devices. Okay, because you use laptop also, you use mobile phone also. So both the side you are having the same data. So that act. Tailor the experience to each channel. Okay, different channels, you need to tailor it. Most of the time when TV is watched, another screen is being used. Everyone nowadays, if you are watching movie also, you have your mobile phone in your hand. Okay, so this is how it happens. Future consideration, if you're looking for the multi-screen experience, will play a growing role in our campaign. Obviously, we need to create campaign based on which generation we are speaking. Generation is changing. The generation which you are seeing at the very low level, they are not at all to the focus on the television, because all are behind the digital way. Okay, they are online studying, online tuition class, online, you can say, tutorial. So all are going through that. This is regarding the today's topic. If you have any questions, you can ask.